and welcome back to Opie Hour and day 7 of our Firefly forest build. So today we are starting with the small mountainside. So let's make a start. So yesterday I did cut out all those little bits of paper that we started the video with and got those all done. So the signs, the stones and the leaves. I don't know if we're going to get to them today. Maybe. You never know. So we are starting with, going to get some super glue here. One of these, our grass. Doesn't matter if the template all comes off, by the way, on this. It's just going to stick to one side of it. So just make sure it's in the right direction, and there should be an overhang on the inside like so. Not quite like so, but you know, that sort of thing. So I can start with this. Get that out of the way, old glue, that's what you don't need. Don't quite need to get it on both sides there. So I am really hoping to get moving on this and get some of it done. I don't know that we will be fitting anything into the right side today, but there is always hope. And by the way, just as a reminder, if you have not voted for what you want to see next, then there is a post on the channel where you can vote for the next model that you'd like to see. And do you want to have it on the end? I think you do. No, I don't think you do need it on the end. I think just the 3 sides you need to have a hangover. Okay, and then you are going to take your piece of paper. I don't know what you meant to do with the white excess, but I do seem to have white excess. I don't think I meant to particularly have white excess. I'm going to get that cut off. And just hope and pray that it's about right. I think the white's just there to give it a little bit more strength, to be honest with you, so I'm going to cut it a little bit under and hopefully just get the white, and also hope that this is overall going to be long enough, because I don't know the answer to this. And then we start by taking this piece and rolling it around here. Okay, I think we've got something that will work. So I'm going to do exactly what I did before, make sure that the grass side is on the outside. Get this part going on here. I'm just very much wrapping it like we did before, and then get the blank one with no grass on going on here, like so. Give that a moment, and then we will wrap it up around it. So let's pop that to one side. No, let's just try and do it. So I'm going to continue with my super glue, which really is pretty much running out. Get myself unattached from it. Get rid of this green, which I don't need. So let me get my other one before I go and get another bottle. So this one isn't as precise. It came with one of the models, and it's just not as precise. So I'm just gonna get a little bit on all the ends and roll it up. And that is classed as our small mountainside. So I'm guessing it's part of the bigger picture. And roll it around. Don't like my grass fell off on. Oh, my grass fell off on this. I got it moved, unfortunately, and it doesn't quite fit either. I think there's problems with my measurements there. fits better on this bottom piece, just not the top one. Okay, just going to hold that for not even a moment. Not perfect. It's kind of got a little bit of a weird shape there, really. It looks very bulgy, doesn't it? I'm assuming when it goes to where it's meant to go, we will be fine. And that's kind of where we are. Could have been just as easy to have wrapped it around the wood piece first, by the way, and then put the grass piece on afterwards. That would have worked too. Right, put to one side. Next we are working on the big mountain, and this is a really big piece. So first of all, before I do that, we need this. And we need some wood pieces and the white spongy stuff that we had. So I've kept all the templates in case I get myself confused onto what is what. So let's see, just line them all up with each other. That one goes there. This one probably goes on here. This one, if I turn it around, goes on there. Okay, so first things first, we want the bigger one of the small one. Oh no, this one, like so, followed by this one on top of it. So I'm thinking like this. It looks about right. Why is it so much longer? I'm doubting myself. Whereas this one would make much more sense on the big piece in lengthwise, and this would make much more sense on this one. So I think it's going to go like this, followed by this. It's even a bit difficult to tell with the directions because it doesn't tell you which actual piece goes with which. That'd make it easy, wouldn't it? And then that's a bigger end, so I think this will be underneath and this one on top. So let's get those glued. That's what I'm going with, and I think I'm going to use a bit of tacky on this as it will start sticking to me, and just do one layer and then let that sit for a moment while we do the other. But we need these kind of first before we get on. So this is the benefit of doing the templates first, is that everything's cut out. It's, other than the paper parts, it makes it a bit easier. So I'm going to start there, start here. Just making sure that I am putting them on the right side of the wood, but just checking myself. Darn it. This one's not. This one is. So have your wood facing like so. Then that doesn't work. Oh, no it does. Just means I need to put glue on the other side. Okay, that's okay. Now it's already got glue on this piece, so we can, I guess, finish this one like so. And then it's already got glue on here because I had it on the wrong side. I'm looking at it, double checking myself. And then this one will go on here, somewhere in the middle. So there will be an overhang, like so. So that is, looks to be correct. This one looks to be correct. This one has this one here, like so. And then this one on top, the bigger part at the bottom. It's going to take a moment to come through because that is sitting upright. And I see some overhang of the white here, by the way, so I don't know if that's okay or not. It doesn't really say. Okay. So something like so. Right. Next we are going to get on and do some of these other parts, so that really can sit to one side when it gets off the paper. So I put glue on the other side, so it's very confused about what I'm trying to do, I think. And we want this piece, and that way round. Get rid of that. So it will stick on here. And again, you're looking for an overlap all the way around, I think. It says don't cut it off, whatever it is. Don't cut off the redundant part. Glue's going all over the show. So it's meant to be more. Is it more all the way around? I think it's more towards the bottom. Align the edge. Yeah, so this one you need to be flat against the back, and then you'll have that overhang everywhere else. Okay, that's that. Then what we're going to do is build a base. So the one with the bigger end goes on here, just in the middle. So it's kind of making like a table. That's what it feels like. I am using super glue, not wood glue. I know. And you want it so that the bigger piece is facing the same way as that. So something like so. And a little bit in from that edge. Hold that for a second. I don't know if this wood glue is particularly great. Wood glue, super glue is particularly great. You'll see in a moment. That's on. And then the same with the other one, with the bigger foot going forward, which means it will be facing on the other side. Wait. These are on. Did good, didn't I? Okay. Switch it around. Switch it around, see how much glue I can get on myself. May not stick very well, because I didn't re-put any glue on. It might be okay. Alright, and then this one goes down here. So I put it on the wrong side. So what you want is you want the bigger side facing outwards on this with the foam stuff. It's not really foam, but that stuff going outwards. Just double checking again. You know, I don't think it's like that at all. Yes, it is. I think we're okay. Darn it, I think I did the right way. It's going to go like this. Wee, get there in a mo. Glad it's not set. Okay, I had it right the first time. I'm just trying to confuse myself, which wasn't obviously hard. At least I spotted it. Right, and then the small end of this one piece, like end here, attaches to the top, which that super glue might have dried up by now. We'll see. Something like so. But actually, before we get it to tape, towards the back we are going to put in another piece of wood, this piece, which is going to go not quite at the bottom but not far from. and it's going to be flush with the back, so I'm going to use super glue again. I hate using super glue too, but I think with this, because it's going to have a lot of work done to it, when it's not a simple process, so it can be even with the back but not anywhere else, but not right to the bottom is what I was trying to go with. And then we put the other side on. I think super glue hates me. One more time. Oh, did he? Okay, and then it's definitely not set, by the way. We want some on here. That's for the wider end. We're just going to go like this, and then this will go on to wherever it forms, and I think that will work better. Maybe if we put it downwards might be better. Might even be better off using B7000 for this. Right, let me give that a moment to take anyway. Okay, that's had a moment. So then you take the small side and we are going to cut it so that it wraps around here and sticks on the inside. So, which, I mean, it's still very wobbly, but it's not a not fixed at all. I'm thinking put it on the end like so. I guess underneath here would be better, and then we have all the remainder at the bottom. That would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? It is still very, very wobbly. Okay, so I'm thinking attach to the top here, then get down here, all the way down, and on all the edges. Although I think this is an awful, you could see how wobbly this piece is. I did not use wood glue, I used B7000 in the end. A bit worrying, isn't it? I also probably should have used beacon for this, but I did not. I wonder what the purpose is of having the spongy bit on the sides of this mountain, because I don't know the answer to that. So start with the top, I think, going around here, and let that sit, I guess, something like so. Makes you wonder if I should have used super glue, because this is going to take a moment. Yeah, sticky stuff. And I don't think it needs to be have so much over at the bottom. I think we need a very little over at the bottom, like the bottom piece here. I'm not seeing on the one picture that I have on how to do this that there's a lot underneath. And then I guess that's tricky. something like so, and let it sit. And what are we doing on the other one? We are also doing the same, pretty much. It's wrapped kind of different, but the same principle. So I think I will get this one ready as well. Oh, hold on. Okay, for this one, I think I am going to super glue. As much as I'm not keen on it. Oh, that's a new one, as you could tell. Went everywhere. Okay. That's my madam having a little tumble there. She's a silly puppet sometimes, don't worry. But she's fine. She was all good. She's just letting me know about it. Yeah, smaller size. I guess it's kind of the same principle. It's difficult to tell. Alright, back in one tick after I set madam. Okay, so while that one's taken, I'll go back to this one. And I think what we do, I couldn't swear to this, it's a little bit sketchy on the instructions now. I think we pop this one down the bottom and kind of fold it over. And this one is a little bit more, give as to, I think, what the design is saying about. That's what I think. Whereas the other one has to kind of be cut fit, maybe? That's kind of the impression that I'm getting anyway. But that might be wrong too. So that's kind of what I think is meant to be going down. Something like so. And this is evidently okay for it to just join here. But the other one has to be totally wrapped around, so I don't know. But I wonder. I think I'm just going to wrap it for both. I'm not saying that that's going to be right, by the way. But that's what I think I'm going to do. Super glue is... just opened a new bottle. I'll probably be out of it by the time I'm done here. So, something I'm thinking like this. Could have done with a little bit on that corner, couldn't I? And I think that's kind of what we got to do to the other side as well. It is actually quite difficult to tell. It looks like this one just has it sandwiched together at the bottom, but, and then you cut it. Other scissors maybe would be better, so it fits round a bit better. Maybe. Definitely playing it by ear on this. And then I guess something similar to this, except for the fact that you're going to want to, because it's quite a deep one, you're probably going to want to do slits on it to get around there. So I'm just going to see what I can do. And super glue probably isn't the best glue for this. It's probably not necessary. It's not. Once the first bit's on, it's probably not as needed to have super glue. And then we have a big piece, and I think we're going to be wrapping the whole thing so it looks at the end of it like a mountain. Then put holes in it for the lights, and then we can actually put it on the wall it's going to go on. So I think it's something like that. I'm just going to go around the edge. probably going to stick to it now. Don't even have enough on this side to do that if I wanted to. Oh, it was stuck. Super glue all over me. Alright, I'm going to go back to tacky now at this point. Once I find the lid, in a moment we will go and find it. So I think the idea is that you're just wrapping the sides somehow, and I'm not even sure that it matters how you're doing it, as long as you're doing it. And there is going to be some leftover over on this one. But not quite enough on this one. Leave that with me. Okay, so that's kind of what I've done. Got super glue all over my hands. I have new fingerprints, I'm sure, again. So I see that there's a piece showing here. So what we are now going to do is put a piece, so that the lines go across from the top to the bottom, and then fold it over on the sides. Maybe cut it, and then once that is dry we will drill some holes in. So I'm going to start it with super glue so it gets stuck again. I mean, it's just a weird shape, isn't it? I wonder if it's meant to be like that. It is meant to go up at the bottom from what I can see on the picture, so maybe, but I'm sure the sides should be reasonably straight, maybe like that, because once you put this piece of paper in, you are telling it where to go. So I have a feeling we have to make sure that we're reasonably lined up on those sides. So if I start somewhat in the middle and then go to the sides, is that going to be over enough? It's tricky, tricky, tricky. Okay, get that top bit in. Yeah. It's hard not to be glued to it, that's for sure. Okay, this needs, that said, a little bit more down here, and then I'm going to, I think, go to tacky after that, once we got it situated somewhat. Ooh, there's something, just anything. Okay, it does have green there, it's come up a little bit on the end, but that's okay, I think. So I haven't done the sides or anything. So I think the sides themselves are meant to be reasonably straight. So I'm going to get some tacky going down. Maybe this side first. And see if that works. Wow, I've been moving around trying to get as far, obviously, away from myself as I possibly could. Oof. Something like so. Just hold that for a second or two. Well, I said hold, then I need to go to madam. Ooh. I covered her and I can see a little tiny tail sticking out. Okay, that took quite a while, didn't it? then I'll put this one in, and then I'm going to want to, it doesn't have to be fully dry, but we are going to be punching holes in it, so I want it to be reasonable. I guess something like so. It's kind of a weird shape, isn't it, really? That is looking kind of okay. It's looking almost like the picture. Then I'm going to cut on the stress points, I think, like there, here, and get the sides put down, and then finally do the bottom. I don't know how much you're going to see of it. It's like doing paper mache with this stuff. Takes me back to my school days. And that wasn't yesterday. However, I do remember doing things like that. So that's always good. Used to have to use a balloon back in the day. And they probably still do that now, right? You guys done paper mache recently? And I'm sure arts and crafts, so they still even, I don't even know if they're still in school. I'm assuming so. Maybe it's an elective now and it isn't as compulsory as it was when I was there. I don't know. Okay, and again, go down the side. And then we get the bottom sorted. Which the bottom you're not going to see because I say that, I'm pretty sure, I don't know actually, maybe you do, it might be a bit up in the air actually this, I don't think it's necessarily straight down at the bottom, so I do think you may see it. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. No, we don't really want to cut this there. I think we want it to bulge up a bit. So maybe what I do is I tuck this corner in here. And the same with this if it's can. Couldn't get the lid in if I tried. Tuck those in. So a lot of the wood at the bottom there, like a huge amount. I hope that's not how it's meant to be. And I also think, by the way, that this was meant to go that way, wasn't it? So I don't think mine's in the right direction either. Because mine's going downwards and I'm pretty, almost 100% certain it was meant to go the other way. And I said that right at the start, didn't I? And then I probably forgot. Okay, I am going to see if I've got any spare and try and rectify that. See if I've got enough to go over the front there. Put a bit more tacky on there. So this will end up just being a foundation then. There is some spare, there is definitely left over. Whether it's enough is a whole nother story. And it's not too bad, it's just that theirs goes across and mine doesn't. Mine goes down. I'm on about the grain of the paper, by the way. Okay. So, like I say, I think this is kind of how it's meant to go. Theirs goes across their grain and mine goes down. I'm not sure how much it's going to matter or not. I feel like I've said it about 8 times now to you guys. You've probably heard me say it. I'll probably say it again. Sometimes I forget what I say. And then this one is a little bit up, so I'm just going to put that down. Pull this to you. Really does feel like paper mache. Okay. So, okay, I'll explain one more time then. Alright, so this is your wall. According to them, the line, the grain, should have gone across. Mine goes down. I'm kind of okay with that too. Alright, I'm going to let that dry before we drill holes into it, get my hands washed, and then we can put this on the wall and we can get some decoration on it. Just finish that, finish that. Oh, you were good, and then I moved you. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I think it's roughly about right. So what we are going to be doing is working out where this goes. So I'm not so sure exactly where it is going. Okay, so I think it's going by this tree, like so. So I think it's going to be this one, and this one poking through. And what they want you to do, and the wire's just underneath, so that would make sense that it would be just underneath here. So what you want to do is poke through a hole for each of them, and this wire here to be on the side still, this one. So I think that's what we're meant to do. So it has a hole down, right down the bottom here. So I think that's for that one. Then it has one on the top here. Probably for this one. They're close together, aren't they? And then one kind of at the top here. So that's where I think they are going. And I think I will use some wood glue because we're going to have a moment for this to be able to sit and do its thing. So this will be the start of the things to go on the right wall. Just trying to think of what else I'm going to do tonight, I think. Because it's going to need a moment, isn't it? So one there. Not quite easy. So this one's a long one, so that can go through. Gosh, getting wood glue all over me. This one is also a long one. So I want that to go through. Tricky to know where it is. There it is. Oh, almost had it. There we go. Almost so close. There we go. Oh, that one's come out again. Okay, I've ripped it. And then we got this one at the bottom here. Which, okay, alright, that works. Okay, so that's where our bulbs are. Got one on the side there. Looks about right on positioning. Maybe a little bit more this way, but you can't go too far because that bulb's there, and so is this one. But that does look about right. So something like so. Okay. So I want that to sit. So I think I'm going to call this video for today, and then tomorrow we can move ahead and get some decorations on this, put some of the houses on. Actually, I'll tell you what, we will put the big house on. I think that would be a benefit to put the big house on. That will be, and also the stone will go on here. I think it's that side, yeah. So let me get the stone, which we're going to use, and the top house. Hold on. Okay, a couple of extras. Let's put these on because then they can be having overnight to sit there. So this one is going, is it going through? I'd like to say it was going through a hole, but I don't think it is. It's going to sit on top though, so this needs to go slightly lower, I think, because it's not quite as close to that light at the top here as it is sitting right now. So let's get that wood glue back. We'll put this on. And this can strengthen overnight now. We'll be ready for day 8 to finish. We got quite a bit of decoration to do on this wall that we haven't really touched yet. But this is the start. Going to be quite a bit on the front here to do. Okay, so let's get our wooden stone. I need to put the pin in again, and I guess back here would be good. And that's going to sit like so, but a bit closer to the front, I think. Something like so. Surely not. I think it's towards the back. Okay, I'm going to pop something on there. I mean, I'm not seeing a big gap like I seem to have underneath it, but I think that's kind of roughly where it goes. Just trying to look at the lights to see if that's true, and I think it is. And on top of that we'll go this, and that'll help keep it in place. Ooh, no, I don't know. I think it's going to go down here, like so. A bit more like that. That makes more sense. Okay, so I think that kind of makes sense. It's a bit floating behind it. I think it's right. And then this one will sit over on this side, just underneath the light, something like so. So it has a little bit of gap here in front of it. She's nagging me because she's finished her. Hold on. Okay, I think it goes a little bit higher up the top there. Something like so. Needs a little bit of a gap, so it's kind of a bit closer to the light. Maybe like this, a bit higher than this one. Probably would have been a better idea almost. I'd stuck this door on the stone first. Oh, no, I've got to knot the other one. Okay, so I think it's going to be a bit of super glue. So something like that here. Here can also have a little bit of super glue just on the top there, and also on the side of the roof to help it with some sort of support. So the light's kind of above but a bit over this roof. Kind of need something underneath here to support it actually. Let's see what I can do. Maybe I can do, put this under so it makes it stick up a little bit, not quite that much there, maybe sideways. It's not helpful. Let's see. Oh, I know. I'm going to put this under here, just the lid. Nope, that doesn't help. Just trying to balance it, really. Okay. That's not doing anything to anyone. Maybe I can put it on here, and then on here. It's a bit low though. Maybe. Right, let's get something to prop that up. A plastic tube. Maybe something like so. I think that would work. Alrighty, so that's where we'll leave it for today. So tomorrow we will carry on putting decoration on here, and we will be building specifically some flower areas. We'll be putting some stones on. We'll also be making a ladder, making some railings. Not looking forward to that, I have to be honest. We will be putting on some of the other elements that's already done. We've messed around with that foam stuff again tomorrow as well, and then we will start on, once that foam stuff's done, we will start on doing, what are we going to start on doing? Oh, putting some of the other stuff in. So I think it's all about construction right now. So that's what we will have tomorrow. So any comments are very much appreciated. Please do like and subscribe. This will be nice and dry by the time I see you tomorrow. And I appreciate everyone who has been following along on this journey of mine, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Most of all, take care of you. Take care. Bye bye.